All right. There we go. Yes.
Oh, and
She got it. She got it.
Welcome to the Daddy and the Boys podcast. We'll start out. I just want to start out with this, actually. I want you guys to notice that we do have two mics, but it's like completely blending in with the couch. I just want you to know that they're both Blue Yeti mics. Very expensive. We're better than you. We're stronger than you. We're cooler than you. Roger, you have anything to add?
Only one of them's working.
Yeah. You guys already seen her sign. We're pretty proud of that. But as you guys can also tell, I've got a literal cat sitting in my lap. This is Roger. Would you like to introduce her?
This is Sophie. She is my cat. She wants to love Josh. Josh doesn't want her to love him.
No, the thing is she literally f***s me up. Oh, pardon my language. She messes me up literally every time I come here. I'll be sitting here. That's why my hands are up right now, because I'm literally afraid to put them down. I'll be sitting here just minding my own business, and she'll just come and whack me. Earlier, she bit me. I'm not even joking. You see? That's danger.
Yeah, let me poke this cat while she's sleeping. Expect her to not get mad. Look what you did. Oh my goodness.
There we go. Okay. Just sit down. All right. Hey, listen, I've had a cat before. His name was DeKelly. He was a great cat. But he would also mess me up sometimes. But I loved him.
Sounds like there's a common issue.
Are you good with cats, Roger?
She loves me. Right before you got here this morning, she was laying down to sleep on my stomach.
Yep. That's interesting. Mine would lay on my neck. I think it might have been like a attempt on my life. There's going to be these huge long pauses. I'm keeping them in too. But you guys might notice that there is somebody missing. If you've watched the show before, you know that we have another host. His name is Jordan, and he's not here. If you didn't notice that.
But trying to say, Josh.
No, he's a pretty big part of the podcast. He's literally one of the boys. You know, I'm daddy. I think we need to get this off. No, I'm daddy. No one has ever voted up to this point, probably. You need to vote. Vote who is daddy. It can go podcast to podcast. I'll be daddy sometimes. Roger might be daddy. Jordan might be daddy. But, guys, if you remember, I don't know, if you pray for Jordan. If you don't, then, like, send all your... People do, like, send your energy or your lucky stars.
Positive vibes.
Send your positive vibes to Jordan. He's got some family things going on. We won't get into it. So don't even try to start thinking about it. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but I did.
It's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late now. But, yeah. So, Roger, we've not talked about this, but you actually have a haircut.
I do. We've been through, like, including Palmas, almost 10 episodes. I haven't mentioned it once.
Yeah, in the second episode, I was like, I'm gonna cut his hair next time, but it was a lot of hair. It was an afro. Here's what it looks like. We'll try to have a picture, and here's how much hair he lost, like right there, because I took a picture of it. It was a lot of hair. And
you took a picture when we were done getting that haircut?
I took a picture. I swept it all into a pile and took a picture of it.
I remember it was when I was almost done getting the haircut, and I don't know who it was, but one of the women at your work walked by, and I said, "Oh my God, you lost like 5 or 10 pounds with that hair." That's where that happens every time. No matter where I go, every time.
Yeah, but like, at that point I've probably been cutting hair for 2 months, 3 months, something like that. I've been cutting hair for a while. And so the way it works, you'll cut the person's hair and then the teacher will come by and they'll check it for you. So, not to be cocky, but up until that point, they wouldn't come and check it that much. They would just say, "No, that looks good," and send the person out. Like, because I'd been doing well enough that they didn't feel that they needed to check me. Roger screwed that up. Completely screwed that up. Like, first off, he comes, gets his hair cut. I never had curly hair like his before, and I didn't know how to cut it. And so the teacher comes by, and you remember all the stuff he was saying? He's like, "You got to start doing this." Like, he was roasting my skills the whole
time. I was trying not to laugh the entire time.
Because before he got his haircut, I talked it up. I was like, "Yeah, they haven't been really checking me in a good way, you know." But yeah, after that, literally like every haircut after that, they would have to come and correct something of mine. So you really. You messed with me, man.
I didn't mean to like disrupt your confidence.
And then you showed me a picture a few days later. You thought I gapped you. We'll put that there.
Yeah, we can show that. That was the first night after I woke up with her.
He was just sleeping, basically. But yeah, that was crazy. It wasn't that exciting, but it was fun. But my hair, I've still not cut my hair, obviously. This is actually the first time I've worn my hair up in like a month and a half now. No. But yeah, because first off, I'm scared about this, this hairline right here is on its last legs. Like, it's holding on for dear life. And
like that bad, Josh.
Well, thank you. But when you wear your hair up like this, you stress out your hairline. If you start balding, guys, if you're going to start balding, you're not stopping it. Like, there's nothing that you can do. If it's happening, it's happening. You can get surgery to replace it and stuff like that, but you're not slowing down your genetics. But you can stress out your hairline, which I was doing, and it was just starting to look bad. But today I got out of the shower. I told you we'd be here around 10, and it was like 9:40 at that time. So I was like, I got to put it up and not dry it that much. But now here we are. It's not going to be a crazy podcast. I'm going to be honest with you guys today. It's just me and Roger. We're not going to bicker that much like me and Jordan do. He brings a lot to the table. But speaking of Jordan's absence, it could be a permanent one. He might have been thrown off the podcast. Throw some stuff in there, Roger. Like, okay, let's just be honest. Roger brought it up first.
Well, I brought it up to Jordan first.
And we were talking to him. We were like, we don't know. Roger's the exact words. What do you bring to the podcast? Really abruptly.
No, it was not that abrupt. I led it by saying, Jordan, Josh and I were discussing earlier. What do you bring to the table? What do you do?
I look so freaking fat. It's making me mad.
Okay, I'm not far behind you. It's fine.
Not far behind me.
Yeah, like if you look, you do look bigger than me.
What the heck? That was so rude. That was so rude. Give me a blanket. Give me something. No, he's not actually kicked off, but we do need to talk.
That's just what I think.
Oh, we do need to talk about the future of Daddy and the Boys, because it's in some jeopardy right now. Not necessarily, but like
some major scheduling issues right now.
Yeah, having some major scheduling issues. That, and like we're going through an identity crisis. Like, are we an actual podcast? Because this, especially going through Podmas and stuff, I came up with the idea of Podmas and brought it to them, and I had some ideas. Not every idea was mine, or maybe they were. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But like, brought these ideas. They were supposed to be podcast style things, and none of them were. It was content, and a lot of people, it was received very well. But, like, we do a lot of editing and stuff for it to be a podcast. Would you agree? Or
I think I would agree. That's one thing Jordan actually, I've talked about a lot. He doesn't see us as a traditional podcast.
and we're not traditional for sure, but like, which at the time of filming, there's literally been 2 podcasts put out out of the 9 videos on our channel. Which at the time of this being released, there should be, obviously this is episode 6, so 5 more before this. But yeah, so we might go through a rebrand. We also need to talk about the name, Daddy and the Boys. It's iconic, but we have a lot of people, tell us that it's just kind of inappropriate.
They say, I would share you guys, but your name's not professional.
And we have someone who refuses to come on because of the name. Literally told me last night, she said, I would come on, but you have to change the name.
The thing is, though, we tried before deciding on Daddy and the Boys on a different name. That's just one we kept circling back to.
Yeah, it was the only, we had like the big 3 because we're all big fatties. That didn't work out. I would say move the camera over to her, but I don't want to show her everything in Roger's house.
Yeah, that whole empty corner.
Move the camera. You can use the joystick there. The joystick. Yeah, the joystick. The joystick. Okay, I thought you still. And just the joystick.
I literally, it was black. I couldn't tell.
Now go down.
Joshua, shut up.
All right, there we go. Yes.
Oh, and she got
it. She got it.
Talk about how we were trying to decide on a different name for Daddy and Boys. We tried the big 3, but that was taken everywhere.
Yeah. And we had nothing. If you guys have a name idea and you think that we should change our names, comment down below what you think it should be, because we struggling to put it simply. That, and like, if you guys enjoy the podcast, and this is okay, so in this video we want your engagement. We want to be engaged. We want to be married to you. Wait, scratch that last part. That didn't come out right. We just want a lot of engagement for the podcast. This one, because we are looking for a new name, potentially, because I do like Daddy and the Boys, but no one else thinks too fondly of it. But so if you have a name idea, drop that down below. If you like the podcast, then tell us, and we'll keep doing the podcast. But if not, if you think we should just be a content channel, then just say something like that. Just say be a content channel, or just keep doing the podcast, but keep doing it different like we do.
That's another thing Jordan wanted. He wanted us to do different types of content, but probably post it on a different channel if we're going to do the podcast on here.
Yeah. And speaking of another channel, the second channel, we keep talking about it. At the time of recording, we've literally posted nothing else. Like, we've not posted on Spotify, we've not posted on TikTok, Instagram. I said TikTok again, but the second channel, nothing's been posted on there. Hopefully, by the time of this being released, we'll have stuff on there. But what about the name for that? Because right now it's Daddy and the Boys Highlights. I was thinking DNTB too.
I'm not opposed to DNTB too, but that's if we keep this as Daddy and the Boys. What if we change? That doesn't help that.
All right, but if it, we'll change the name to that. So DNTB2 for the second channel, and that's just all the other content that's not technically the podcast. Producer, got a problem? So we'll maybe go through some rebranding, but maybe not. Maybe this is just us. You know, it's not jeopardizing your job. It could jeopardize mine.
It's only because you were name dropping your job and all the bad things about it.
Yeah. But
proudly representing mine.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing bad said about it on camera.
We've not found anything bad yet. But
We also had to figure out when we're going to make time for recording now.
mm-hmm. We got to figure it out because used to we would do Monday. I had Monday like all day, and now I don't know if I'll have Monday all day because we would meet like
meet at like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, but we don't record until like 1 to 3 o'clock, which is when I'll have to be at work and stuff. Drop down in the comments when you think we record. Does it look like we record at night? Because you can't tell. There's no windows or anything like that. But everyone has their assumptions on when something is recorded. But that'll be cool to see what everyone thinks. But yeah, we'll either have to move it up earlier, get here at like 8 o'clock. Like Daddy and the boys can sometimes grind. Like we almost, not always because it's fun, but we almost treat it as a job sometimes. In a fun way.
I don't know if my neighbors will like 8 o'clock. I'm pretty sure every Monday my neighbors are like, not again.
It's Monday. We just come and spice it up for them. But yeah, your neighbors are crazy. No, they're not. I've seen like one of them. She said, "Hey," or "How are you guys?" I said, "All right, we just got evicted and kicked out." Because I was carrying a bunch of stuff. We had like chairs and everything. And walked away. And then that one time, I've not had the best encounters with your neighbors. There was one pleasant one, and all the others were very embarrassing.
I have had a lot of interaction with my own neighbors, and I know there's the time one of the neighbors pulled into the parking spot beside you when I was letting you guys go, and then had to walk up the stairs. So couldn't go in the same elevator with them.
We said hello while she was walking past, and Roger was like, "Well, going up the stairs now."
Enough interaction for one day.
But she definitely wanted you, for sure.
I don't know.
Hopefully, do they know you're taking? Do you want them to know? Are you okay with them knowing you're taking? He's got a girlfriend, so ladies, I know most of you guys are definitely into him, but unfortunately, you can't. What are you drinking there? Coffee.
It's not even coffee.
What are you drinking there, Roger?
Drinking some lemon tea, I guess it was.
Yeah, it is.
Because Josh and producer pretty much made me drink it.
Yeah, because Roger's been fighting an illness. And he was like, my throat is hoarse and stuff. And basically, I told him he would be kicked off the podcast if he got on here and talking like this, So he's got to drink some warm tea. You liking it?
Like I said earlier, it's better than I thought it was going to be.
Well, that's good. What else we got here? Oh, speaking of, we had to bring the pot here. And the pot, usually is in the kitchen. And in the kitchen, there's a big hole in the floor because we have rats. Now, you're probably thinking, this guy's absolutely disgusting. Have you ever had rats before?
I'm not.
These things are not fun because, first off, don't know where they came from. Hadn't had a problem with them. Just one day noticed a big hole in the floor. Then we lost our dang electricity and stuff. Not electricity, our water. I think that's what it was, is because our water wasn't running anymore. So there was nothing like rattling under there and stuff like that. But dang, those things are huge. I had to be the man of the house. This rat literally this big. I'm not even joking. I set out 2 sticky pads, some of the poison, and a thing, the rat thing. It's literally this big. I'm not even joking. I about broke my hand on it because it snapped on me. But yeah, I was trying to set it, and I wasn't careful enough, and it instantly made me mad. Like, but finally it got stuck on the pad, and I had to not do the honors. It wasn't honorable for me. It wasn't pleasurable for me as well, and it dang wasn't pleasurable for the rat. But it doesn't matter. He's gone now.
Was that the only one, or the only one you saw at least?
The only one we saw and caught because you can hear them.
Oh, you can still hear more.
Yeah, and I don't know what to do about it because, you guys are probably thinking, well, the house is disgusting. No, the dishes did pile up a little bit because we had no water to clean them. But like we keep it pretty clean. It's not a gross house. But yeah, that's that. Are we going to talk? We're going to talk about Andrew Tate right now.
If we don't talk about it now, it might not be relevant next time.
Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's what is he? Top G is what he's called. And he walks around. He's all about men's rights, stuff like that. Not rights, but their feelings. No, he's not. What is he? What is Andrew Tate?
I don't know. Honestly.
He's just top G masculine man, basically. Got into a fight with Thorn Herbert. Greta
Greta.
Greta. He got into a fight with her. Who knew that Greta was going to be the one to like take him down? Which she didn't do it like necessarily.
It wasn't even Greta herself. It's just the picture he responded with had a pizza box.
Yeah.
And that's how the cops got him.
For human trafficking is what he went to jail for. Him and his brother. Can you believe that? This guy was one of the biggest things late 2022. Then he got canceled. Didn't hear from him. And then Elon bought Twitter. And then he was back on the internet again. One of the biggest things, human trafficking. But I guess if you think about it, there's human trafficking everywhere.
I don't know if that makes it better.
No.
I hope that's not where you're going.
Because it's all right if they're rich. No, it's not necessarily all right. But, we do have only 4 minutes left. What should we talk about?
When you put it that way, you can't just put me on the spot.
We've not done a ethical question or 5 minutes of controversy.
Well, on the topic of Andrew Tate, if you're rich, is it okay?
If you're rich, is it okay? I think if you're rich, you can get away with it. But if we're talking about human trafficking, we got to talk about all the biggies in there, like Bill Clinton. Ooh, let's not get on the Clintons. They were on whose private jet?
I don't know.
Epstein's. All up in that jet, going to Epstein's Island. Who else?
Somehow miraculously killed himself.
Yeah. He suicided himself. DT, won't say his name. Donald Trump was a big fan of Epstein. Tom Hanks. You would never expect a Tom Hanks.
I forgot that he was involved with that too.
Yeah, and was like really mad when anybody talked about it. That's crazy. Tom Hanks, Will Smith was a part of it. And who else? There's one more big notable person that was. But here's the question, the ethical question. It's not all right. I don't think anybody necessarily thinks it's all right. But are these people still able or allowed, should they be allowed to have a platform now? Or, like, should they be put in jail?
Like, I think if it's been proven, they definitely should be put in jail.
Yeah. There's just some crazy stuff. It's hard stuff to talk about it. But hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Daddy and the Boys. It was not necessarily shorter because it's going to be around the same length, but
A little bit more calm and just chill.
yeah, calm, not as funny. Most of you aren't watching to this point anyway because we have a total average watch time of 2 minutes right now. But hopefully you'll be hearing this on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, the second channel, everywhere you'll find us now. We'll think about it though. But yeah, so you have anything else in closing?
Do you have any closing remarks?
No, I will just do our very iconic outro. Bye. That one was chillax. No one's gonna like it, but it was all right.
I don't know. Maybe this will like hit a different audience.
You know what? That's actually a good way to look at it. I hate how I look, but my junk looks huge. Everyone's gonna be thinking that. For a minute, I thought you were into it, but I guess not.
I need to stop.